It's a narrow country road that leads to our peaceful log cabin, way up high on the mountain ridge. Stay with me as we go down this road. I'd like to tell you about how my life has changed, and I mean drastically changed. I hope you will feel inspired by my story. I call this the journey to my peaceful cabin life. We lived in Southwest Florida for many years. It's a beautiful place there, but I yearned for the seasons, spring flowers, autumn leaves, and yes, I even wanted snow. I also wanted to live a slower, more peaceful life. I needed to have less stress. Life was a constant rush against time there. There were daily deadlines, traffic noise was constant, crowds were everywhere I went. The sound of construction was all around us. I longed for the quiet, peaceful life of living in the country. And so did my husband. So about 3 years ago, we sold our home in Florida and moved to Kentucky. We found this enchanting log cabin on 105 acres tucked away in the forest. And now I'm so happy. We are so happy. It's like heaven on earth here. I can't begin to tell you how my mind and my body have changed. I'm so calm now. Life is so calm now. Life goes along at a much slower pace, and that suits me perfectly. I get to spend every day in nature, in the forest. It's beautiful, and I'm so grateful. We have gorgeous sunset views. We don't hear traffic, just the sounds of nature, birds, crickets, and the breeze that blows through the trees. In the winter, it's a winter wonderland. In the spring, it's all about the spring flowers. I planted hundreds of spring bulbs. In the fall, the leaves are a brilliant red, orange, and yellow. And I think the fairies must have been very busy painting all those fall leaves. I realize this lifestyle is not for everyone. But if you are longing for a more slow-paced, calm life, as I was, then I hope you can make the changes in your life so you too can live a better life. I have no regrets. Life is so much better this way. It is a new way of life for me. It feels almost magical, and I love living in this enchanted cabin. I'd like to introduce you to my world. So, let's go inside. My husband and I live here with our little dog and a sweet stray cat that decided this was his cabin also. You've probably noticed little fairy things seem to pop up here and there around here. We enjoy having a fire in the cabin on cold winter days and nights. And I love doing the daily tasks of cooking and cleaning and laundry and so forth, and doing it at a slower pace. When the stress is taken out of your life and days are spent peaceful, quiet, and calm, your mind changes and your body changes and you feel different and refreshed and alive. I love vintage and old things. I've slowly gathered them through the years at flea markets, antique stores, thrift stores, anywhere I could find them, and I enjoy having my little treasures. They give me pleasure. What would a log cabin be without a fireplace? You know, enchanted cabins like mine and magical forests must have fairies somewhere in them, don't you think? I'd like to share with you my love of fairies. I've loved fairies and their magical world ever since I was a small child. Now they are a big part of my life. You might have already noticed a fairy or two here and there. I make my living as an artist, selling my fairy and mermaid sculptures. I also paint. I enjoy painting, but I'm not that good at it. My real love is sculpting fairy and mermaid figures that I have sold at art fairs, Renaissance festivals, craft fairs for many years. I enjoy books about fairies and old fairy tales. I'd like to share a little more about my fairy world. I find peace and beauty when I think about a fairy, living in the forest with all their fairy friends, fairy houses, secret doors leading into trees that they live in. When spring comes again, I'll be searching the forest in hopes of discovering a fairy or two, maybe even a fairy village, if I get lucky. If I do find the fairies, I promise to share them with you. I'm sure they will be beautiful. When it's snowy like this, I find beauty everywhere. Snow-covered railings, icicles hanging from everything, snow on the branches, snow that fills up the flower pots where summer flowers used to be. I will never take nature for granted. I treasure it It gives me joy. It gives us life. I'm finally living the life that feels right for me. Back to the cabin to get warm.